Hey, this is Vince and this is Vinnie's Apron, and just wanted to start you off again with some food items, especially now we're kind of locked inside, so we don't have a choice but to make some food. I wanted to start today with German pancakes, and this is from my brother-in-law Phil, Uncle Phil, my kids call him, right? He has given me this recipe, and so I'm sharing it with you guys. Hopefully he doesn't want all the what is that called when people are trying to get money from royalties? Hopefully he doesn't sue me for royalties or anything, but it's a simple recipe and it's all over the internet. First, start your oven with 425 degrees. You want to preheat that oven, and you're going to cook this for about 22 to 27 minutes. It depends on your oven. Mine actually is a little bit quicker. I have a convection oven, so I'm going to stop mine at about 18 minutes. I noticed it cooks a little bit quicker, plus altitude. Take that into account as well. Anyway, we're going to start off with 3 eggs. We're just going to, normally you can, you're able to mix this up in a bowl if you want, but I like to use a blender because it's quick and simple. Obviously, if we're in blackout conditions, I won't have a choice but to use hand mixer. But luckily, we are not at that phase in the coronavirus yet. We are still safe, and it is simple for us to put in these eggs. You'll notice I put in a couple more eggs. I'm making a little bit of a bigger batch, but it should be just 3 eggs is for a regular size batch. It depends on how many you're feeding, so you might want to double that recipe. Next thing you want to put in is, I have 1.5 tablespoons of sugar. I measured that out already. You want a pinch of salt. I'm just going to throw in a pinch of salt. An extra pinch there. You want 1 tablespoon of butter. You'll notice I melted that already. That you want melted to throw in there. You'll also have another 2 tablespoons of butters and of regular butter. And I just want to point out that on every stick of butter, there are these little lines here. These are tablespoons. There's also a half a cup, a third of a cup, or sorry, a quarter cup, a third of a cup, and this whole stick is 1/2 cup of butter. And so you can use these lines to cut it. I cut 2 tablespoons, and I actually threw it into my 9-inch by 13-inch pan, and I put it in the oven while it's preheating. I've already melted it just to show you that you want that butter to be melted when you throw it in there. About the time that it takes to do all this, to get this mixed up, that should be melted good and you can pull it out of the oven. Don't do it with your bare hands. Make sure you use something. It's going to be hot. That pan's going to be hot. 3/4 cups of milk and 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And then you are going to add some flour. And that flour just goes right in there, and we can mix it up. Remember, I made this a little bit bigger, so I'm going to pour in a little bit more milk and a little bit more flour. Again, I'm doing that because I have the extra eggs, and I want it to come out with the right consistency. But it should be just 3/4 cups of milk, 3/4 cups of flour. That's the simple ingredients. At that point, mix it all up. And it is sweet and simple. This is on my Ninja. This is my Ninja blender. You'll notice that did it really quick. We love our new blender. Our blender's been great. And now, again, I pull this out of the hot oven. You'll notice I'm not touching that pan. It is definitely hot. And I am going to throw in my mix. I just pour it in. And that butter is already coating the bottom of this entire pan. And that just helps this cook up just right. You'll notice I've got a great consistency on that. It kind of pours out like a really runny pancake batter. German pancakes. Simple and easy. And now we're going to take this and throw it into the oven and wait our 22 minutes. Remember, once we pull this out in just a second, we'll be able to cut this up into squares and eat it in squares. You'll see that in just a moment. 22 minutes later, we're going to take this and throw it into the oven and wait our 22 minutes. Remember, once we pull this out in just a second, we'll be able to cut this up into squares and eat it in squares. You'll see that in just a moment. That's what it's supposed to look like right there. Oh, mamma mia, it's a volley, all right, so there you go. This is German pancakes. It should look just like that. That's the way you want it to look. As soon as it's done cooking, pull it out of the oven. Again, I did it about 18 minutes, but with the convection oven, that's about all the time that you need. As soon as you get this nice, beautiful browning crispiness, you are set to go. At this point, I want to let it cool down for 2 to 5 minutes just so it's not crazy hot, and then start slicing it up and putting it on the plates, and you're ready to eat. I like to use a little bit of powdered sugar. You can also throw on some just regular syrup like you do with regular pancakes. You can throw on strawberries, blueberries, any kind of good fruit that you want to throw on there, because it's like a pancake. It's just a real simple pancake. It's so easy. You throw in the eggs, throw in the flour, throw in that sugar and salt and milk and everything, and mix it up and dump it, and you're ready to go. It's like a dump cake, kind of. But definitely good food, and simple and easy, and you should have all those ingredients there in your house to be able to make it while you're trapped inside. That is all for today. Again, thank you for coming to see Vinnie's Apron. Yo, have a good one.